I am an avid reader. I've actually memorized my favorite book of all time, the Judy Blume classic, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Has anyone here read it before?
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. For those of you who haven't, you are in for a treat. Because I am going to recite it to you in its entirety. This is going to take a while. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, by Judy Blume. Published 1970, Simon & Schuster. This book is dedicated to my mother. Chapter 1. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Followed by 225 pages of silence. For those of you not laughing, that's my atheist joke. I am not an atheist, I am Jewish. I was actually raised in what you would call a non-traditional Jewish household. That's because my dad was bad with money. The only difference between my dad and Jesus' dad was Jesus' dad taught him to save. I actually hated growing up Jewish for lots of reasons. One of them was I had to wear a yarmulke all the time. First time I took it off, I discovered this. Another reason was we kept kosher, which meant I never had bacon until I went to college. Yeah, I know. It was there I realized, how can we be called the chosen people if we weren't chosen to eat bacon? I also realized bacon makes everything better, like eggs, lettuce and tomato sandwiches, Hebrew national hot dogs, and blowjobs. So you're familiar that they make bacon-flavored condoms. Yeah, they do. They do. Look, I'm not opposed to sucking dick, but I'd be more apt to do it if I knew it was going to taste like bacon. Where do we go from there? I'm going to talk about my favorite day of all time. It was a beautiful spring day back in college. Sun was shining, birds were chirping, and the doctor told me I had chlamydia. I got really excited when I heard that and couldn't wait to tell my friends. I now had proof that I actually got laid. Yeah, a prescription for penicillin and a note from my doctor. All right, I will not do that joke here again. All right. So, I recently had to tell a friend some news he probably didn't want to hear. And it was really hard for me to tell him that his daughter is doing porn. You should have seen the look in his eye as tears dropped down out of it, his lip trembling and his body shaking. And I'm pretty sure I would have reacted in the same way if once I realized my 18-year-old daughter was making way more money than me. Yeah. Oh man, where do we go from there? When I was 16, I tried killing myself. Yeah, let me paint the picture for you. I stood on the table in the center of my bedroom, tied the rope to a light fixture attached to the ceiling, placed the noose around my neck, and I jumped. Instead of meeting my maker, I met the floor head first, bringing down the light fixture and part of the ceiling. My mom definitely heard the loud crash because she ran upstairs, barged into my room, and had this look of concern on her face as she stared at me and the damage that I inflicted upon the house. After several long seconds, she yelled, "Robert, if you didn't quit Boy Scouts, you would have gotten your rope time merit badge." And would have been able to finish what you started. Now get your ass up off the floor and help me clean up your mess. I'm just kidding. I am just joking with you. My mom never offered to help. She is a peach. I recently told that joke at a show and someone yelled, "How can you betray your mother in that way?" I'm like, the answer's simple. She's dead and isn't here to defend herself. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my mom and wish she was still alive, but she's not. I am thankful, however, that I was with her at the end, as she told me she loved me for the last time, and made me promise that I would bury her in the cemetery next to her mother and grandmother. As the responsible Jewish son, I did the right thing. I had her cremated. Because it's way cheaper. All right, I'm going to end on a little happier joke. I'm going to talk about the third time I ever had sex. Yeah, it's a good one. It happened back when I was in college. I hooked up this really cute punk rock girl. We started making out at a party. One thing led to another, and that led us back to her dorm room. As soon as we got there, clothes started flying off. And when she took off her bra, I saw something that disgusted me. A swastika tattoo on her left 38D breast. You know what, I really wanted to touch that, but I also started thinking, I should get out of here. This is not going to end well. My dick had other thoughts. It was like, bro, we don't know if this is ever going to happen again. We are going to stay here, we're going to do it, and then we're going to go home and feel guilty about it, because that's what we're good at. I couldn't argue with my dick's logic. So I walked over the bed, got on top of her, and we started making love in the missionary position. 45 seconds later, I exploded inside of her. And as I rolled off of her, our eyes met. She smiled and said, "What are you thinking about?" To which I replied, "I bet when you chant 'fuck the Jews' at your rallies, this isn't what you were imagining." And let me tell you, she turned as white as her sheets. My name is Robert Schneider, thank you.